First, I will prove to you that I have been the darker side. There we go. The moon is transparent. That proves I've completed it. Unfortunately, I can't show you I've cleared it more than once. So here's the easy ways on how to beat it. First, you can switch to assist mode, where you'll get 3 extra lives. But we're not going to do that. Since you're starting off in the moon, your jumps are going to be higher and your falls are going to take longer. You're going to have to be patient for the first part. Now that you have started the real level, you now have a chance to get a free life up heart. I would ignore the Goombas and get to the top ledge. The YooFoe moves in a rhombus pattern. When it's close to you, long jump and you should hit it. Repeat this process to get the free life up heart. If you move fast enough, you won't have to wait a full lap to get the second hit on. You don't need a life up heart, but I recommend it if it's your first time playing this level. You can also get a life up heart at the shop from any other kingdom, if that's more convenient to you. I would not say that any of the sections here in this level are going to be easy, but if you've beaten the Champion's Road from Super Mario 3D World, you should be able to beat the darker side. For the first 2 poles, simply just press right twice, then keep pressing the A button. Right twice again, jump when Mario's at the center of the gap. Same scenario with the first 2 poles. And now you can breathe. Also, get ready to jump on that pole. Now here, you're going to wait until the bars from the lava rise up, then continue to jump. If the poles bail on you, you can dive and cappy jump to make it to the other side. Look, there's no power-ups in this game. I can't have you bring any power-ups to give you a boost. For this part, just keep long jumping. You'll skip over the shortest platforms, but they don't matter here. Keep long jumping and dodge the gates. When you're at the end, make sure you're on the tall platform before you get to safety. If you're not at full health, there's a heart which you can recover 1 life. Lava bubbles is one of the trickier sections for me personally. The best thing here is use the camera angle to your advantage. If you take damage, go to the right section, ground pound jump, and you can hit the block to get a free heart. I don't do a good job showing how to do this section without taking damage. The best thing I can say here is use the dash combined with the camera angle to get the momentum so you can do the full jumps and not hit the ground. You may want to use 3 fingers if necessary. Now we are in the Toast Arena section. There's another hidden heart in this place if you took damage, like I did. Make sure you do not do anything silly, like get burned by the lava while just mounting your lava bubble. You can land on the ground and kill it, or if you want to not kill it, just do a tall jump. For the first jump, get the uproot to the corner, and you should not rely on the first moving platform. Actually, a main thing here is coming to consider which platforms are necessary to step on and which ones are not. In general, the burpos are not going to be a threat here. Just move fast and you'll be able to ignore them. I'm going to also take advantage of shaking my controller, which gives the uproot a little bit extra height. And now for these burpos, you should be able to just jump on them after you reach your maximum height. They move slow enough that you don't have to worry about them jumping on your platform when you arrive. Now we enter the freezing water section. I did not miss this. The first section, you have a spot that doesn't get touched by the freezing water at all. I recommend you use that as a checkpoint. I recommend you roll to dodge the water and fuzzies, like in this clip, rather than this. After you warm up, use a high jump, and you should be able to escape the water section. For the Yoshi section, simply follow the coin path for the first 2 obstacles. Now here, I'd like to shake my controller, which will basically use my tongue to collect all the coins without transferring Yoshi. Finally, I'm going to cling to the left wall. The fuzzies will barely miss me, but it's safe. Now you can choose if you want to keep Yoshi or leave him. I personally prefer to keep Yoshi, in case I need that extra flyer jump or I need to drop him for an extra boost. He'll be fine though. He's learned from Super Mario World. Now here, there is a heart to your right. I recommend you do not go after that since it's hard jumps and hard timing. Furthermore, there's a life up heart right around the corner. For this section, it's hard to see the flower trail. If you lose the flower trail, you can stay on the moon rocks and another flower trail should arrive, but I recommend just going around it, if you can't jump over it. Now, if it's your first time in this section, the Sphinx will ask you some questions. If you pass his quiz, you'll never have to take that quiz again. But in case it is your first time, let me display the questions and answers. I can't show them for that long because we're at the next section already, and I don't want to slow things down. This section is not about Mario living without Cappy, but your ability to move when the first chance is given to you. Whenever a platform emerges that you can get above, take that opportunity. There's not much else for me to talk about for this section. I suppose I could have also used this as an opportunity to show the other answers for the Sphinx longer, however that could overlook something important. Now we arrive at the Glide-On section. I know there's a famous glitch here that can get you to skip a few sections upcoming, or even the remainder of all the challenges, if you manage to fly high enough. That is not easy to pull off, however. Neither is flying. However, it is still easier for you to get enough of a height boost from Glide-On by shaking the controller. You may not end up skipping all the sections with this, but you should get enough height to not worry about running into all the tornadoes and end up getting a lot more control in this section. The Sting Bees are not hard to miss, but don't ignore them. Running into one will damage you. If you land in the Luncheon Kingdom like I did here, simply just adjust the camera with the right stick and move yourself so that the next fork is right in front of you. If you're close enough, just shake Cappy and he should reach. For the moving fork, simply wait until it's either halfway when it's coming left or to the end when it's coming right, and you should make the jump. And now we enter the Bowser Kingdom section. Start off by staying at one corner, away from the Burpo spawners. Position Mario so that he is facing the long side of the platforms. Or another way for me to say it, make sure that he's perpendicular to them. As you see, only throw Cappy when a Burpo gets close to you. The last thing you want is to trigger the pulse beams. Now you'll start seeing Burpos spawn behind you. Do not panic. None of the Burpos are going to land on their first jumps. The best thing to note here, the Burpos may seem overwhelming, but they're actually very slow. When Burpos start appearing on the bridge, cross over to the other side of the platform. There, position Mario so that he's perpendicular to one edge, away from the pulse beam, and start firing at the Burpos. Now we arrive at the Pokio section, one of my favorite captures in the game, if not my favorite. I think my biggest anxiety here is how far I've made it, and that dying will make me have to do all the level over again. However, you're not in a rush to beat this level. You can flick the normal way, or just shake your controller for a jump boost. Regardless though, as my previous death and my behavior here shows, I am getting quite nervous. Messing up a jump will result in you having to do all that stuff I've showed you so far in this video all over again. All the way from that YooFoe. Fortunately, while you're in air, you can move forward, and you can pierce the rocks. Once again, you see I skip a heart. Even though I'm not full health, I do not recommend getting that. You might end up getting killed. Only if you have one heart, I do not recommend you get that. Now for the Donkey Kong section, I recommend you adjust the camera so that you don't have to worry about changing the direction of your left stick controller. It'll be much easier when Mario's right side up. You want to get onto the first platform rather than the second, as you'll have less barrels to dodge. At the inner layer, you have much less barrels to dodge, and it's a free take for Donkey Kong. Just watch out for any barrels that come your way. Finally, we have Bowser. Right away, you're given 6 hearts, or 9 if you're in assist mode, and you basically get to wreak havoc. Just watch your health. In this section, I also find out that if you hold the Y button, or X button, you breathe fire. I also realized that the moon rocks are not a threat until they're actually moving. Now this is one of the more challenging sections. For this, it's better to be early on the swipes than late. So if a ball's coming your way, get ready to press that swipe and then turn around. Now we have the final stretch. Just do not get damaged and claw your way through the final moon rocks, and you win. Now, you get to spell out thank you, as you now have beaten the last level this game has to offer to you. Just don't do anything stupid. After all that, and a heartwarming farewell from Cappy, you'll get your final multi-moon, and you have completed Culmina Crater, or the darker side. Congratulations!